All right, here we go with a Tuesday podcast for you, Al. What is happening today, sir?
Oh, hi there, Jerry. I saw somebody on X posted something about, I think Trump's doing some sort of press conference today. I don't know if it's, I never know like when the presidents do these things because we used to see the press secretary and they answer questions as if they're the president.
Right.
So I don't know if it's actual Trump or that.
I feel like they talk every day, though.
Yeah. But it's funny, like the idea that like the press secretary just answers for the president, like legitimate, could they be like is the president aiming weapons at Iraq? We are aiming at like what if this person misspeaks? You know what I mean?
I'm sure that's happened. I'm
Right,
sure
'cause
that's
it's a
happened.
lot of questions. But
Yeah.
anyway, I said I had tweeted that Trump owes us an explanation about the drones he was going to tell us about, and that prompted somebody to respond. Well, until that affects the price of eggs, who cares? But you get this quote unquote price of eggs. And I know it means just, I guess it means everything, right?
Yeah.
The price of things. Because the price of eggs
It's not that bad.
no.
I go to Costco and buy like 24 pack. It's
Yeah.
not like $6.
Right.
It's not terrible.
So, right. So, and I looked at this guy's profile. He's like some sort of software engineer. I go, so you can't afford eggs? They're $6. Like we talk about like families having to eat fast food because it's cheap.
Yep.
That's $6.
Yeah. Easy.
And I buy bougie eggs, Jerry. I buy these like
Brown, grass-fed, organic.
they're called pasture raised eggs. The pasture raised eggs are $8.70 for 12.
Okay.
Even at that, Jerry, I eat a lot of eggs. I eat 4 eggs a day. That's still 3 meals for $8.
$8.70.
That is cheap.
I know.
Now, I got into eating eggs only within the past couple of years when the price of eggs went up, evidently. So eggs must have been dirt cheap.
They were.
For like a dozen.
They're still, to me, a great value.
It's still a great value.
Because I would almost venture to guess, and maybe not this guy, but a lot of people that do complain about that are the same people that spend $18 on one drink on a Friday night.
Right.
I mean, our priorities are so screwed up and our spending habits are so stupid. Like I literally said to my wife, and I caught myself, I'm like, can you believe Netflix went up $2 a month? And she's like, wow, went up again. And then she paused. She goes, did you just hear yourself?
Yeah.
She goes, you're worried about $2 a month. I'm like, yeah, that sounds bad. I'm like, I don't mean it that way. I just mean Netflix when we first started was like $12.99 a month. It's up to $24.99 a month. Like at what point is this going to end up being like a cable that goes to $120 a month and you're hooked on all these shows and I'm going to have to get it? And she's like, maybe. She goes, maybe we don't go out to dinner one time a month like we do. We cut like one dinner out. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Because that's $250 these days.
Yeah.
It's true.
We went out to this restaurant, Jerry. No, we had a gift card.
Okay.
This is what I actually was.
This isn't the butcher shop that you were talking about.
No, this is a restaurant down the Jersey Shore.
Okay.
It's a nice restaurant. It's not particularly like oh my God, I can't believe. But had a $150 gift card.
And you guys don't drink.
Well, first of all, this is in the winter. It's BYO.
Oh, this place. Oh boy,
it's BYO. Because I had $150, I was like, we're each getting an appetizer.
Why not? I would think you could get an appetizer, a dinner, maybe split a dessert and go back again.
We each got an appetizer. We each got an entree. We each got a cappuccino.
So not a dessert.
No.
A cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
All right. That's it. That's it.
That's it. I gave the $150 gift card.
Okay.
What did I need to provide?
Wow.
Extra plus tip. What was that total? Because you don't have a tip on a gift card. You have to tip on what the meal was. So when I came in there with a $150 gift card for 2 people, got those items, what did I walk out paying?
Dude. Like even if, all right, so let's do this. Even if the appetizer was $20 each, which sounds absurd to me, that's $40. Even if the dinners were $40 each, that's $80. I'm at $120. And 2 cappuccinos, if that was an absurd amount of $10 each for a cup of coffee, that's $140. I would think that you would have had to provide a $30 tip cash and you're out the door.
I had to pay $70.
$70
tip, which was like 30. and another 30.
What in the hell were they charging?
The appetizers were like 28 each. The meal was 54 each.
Wow.
I don't know what the cappuccino was. Yeah,
$37 a piece.
Because I went into that meal thinking I'm gonna get off easy on this Friday night.
I would have thought get off easy and have a little bit of a balance on the card too.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, no balance.
Christ. For no alcohol.
So give me all the eggs. You know how many eggs I could have got with that?
So that was a $220 dinner, no alcohol.
Yeah.
And really no dessert.
I know, right. Cappuccino.
That is absurd.
Yeah, it was absurd. So I could have got a lot of eggs.
Of course you could have.
I could have just a refrigerator stacked with eggs.
Now, again, we're taking it literal. I do agree with what you said. I think his reply is more in general terms of how much life costs right now.
You mentioned eggs being a great deal. Another thing, I feel like bananas is a great deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I used to think all the time, a great deal, if you were in New York City, you buy a banana and a newspaper. You eat a banana while you read the newspaper. It was like under $1.
Right.
That's a great deal.
Get a banana for 50 cents, paper 50 cents. Here's $1. See ya. That is true.
Great deal.
That is true.
There are still some deals to be made.
When it gets expensive, like even if you get, I know you wouldn't anymore, but even if you got like, let's say 3 eggs on a roll off one of the trucks, they're still like $2. That's like a full meal.
Yes.
You put 3 pieces of bacon on it, it's $9.
Yeah. Well, you want bacon?
Like, whoa.
Oh, is that right?
What the hell? By the way, speaking of the bacon, we realized that we have an air fryer in the house.
Oh.
Which I knew, but I didn't think Kim was ever interested. And she saw me watching a YouTube thing on air fryer recipes last week. And she's like, we should get one. I'm like, we have one. So I took it out. We've been doing nothing but air frying food. It is fun. I mean, I know I'm late to the party. It is phenomenal.
Now, the problem with the air fryer that I did.
Don't ruin this.
No, okay. Nothing health wise.
Okay.
It depends, like, and you have a family of, you're a family.
I know
of
what
4.
you're going to say, and you're
the
right.
Size of the place that you're doing the cooking is sometimes a pain in the ass.
That is very true. But we have been able to utilize it in a way where, so for instance, the other night we made 4 like 6-ounce steaks. They all 4 went in the air fryer, no problem. That was all we put in the air fryer.
Yeah.
And then we put, like, I sauteed spinach on the stovetop, and like we did other things, but at least that was done together. I could not believe how good a steak came out in the air fryer. I was blown away.
Yeah, steaks come out very good in the air fryer.
Really good.
Even like a really pricey cut of steak. Boomer, the one time, when Cinderella gave us those tomahawks, I had nowhere to put the tomahawk.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a thing online about the air fryer. Now I had to cut that bone, the big tomahawk bone off it. But I put that in the air fryer, and it came out tremendous.
Absolutely outstanding. It's been eye-opening.
Yeah. Salmon, very good in the air fryer.
Okay. Good to know.
Delicious in the air fryer.
Good to know.
Fries, of course.
Everything.
Very good in the air fryer.
Literally everything.
Chicken wings.
Yeah.
Price of eggs.
Yep.
So I was thinking of this the other day, Jerry, as I was walking my dog.
Apparently being more active than Gio.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I actually, in the winter, I'm more active than Gio.
A lot more active.
Because he said he goes home. This happened late in the show. He said he goes home. Well, he says, first of all, to start his day, he sits in the car to get here.
Yep.
Sits the whole time he's here. Sits in the car to go home. Sits down, eats lunch.
Takes a nap.
Comes back downstairs, sits down, watches TV.
Yeah.
Sits down for dinner.
And then sits on the couch.
Sits on the couch, watches TV, then goes to bed. Does it all over
He
again.
Can't be getting more than 2,000 steps a day.
No.
For real. And that might be generous.
So because I walk my dog 4 times a day.
Right.
Total.
Yeah.
I am more active than
a
him.
lot more active.
Yeah. But I was thinking, like, I want to see if you have heard this term before. Micro stressors.
No.
Or low level stressors.
Mm-mm.
These are things we deal with throughout the day that you wouldn't think are stressful. They're tiny things.
Okay.
But build up, maybe become
big things.
Or not necessarily, they don't become big things, but the combination of all these little things makes someone stressed out, where seemingly you would say, what is this person stressed out about?
Well, everybody's got something going on in their life.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that doesn't, to be quite honest.
I was thinking of making a list of micro stressors.
All right. First thing, job.
These are just like things you think about throughout the day. Could be the tiniest thing.
Yeah.
But that runs through your head like, or ooh. Like, for example, like when we get to work, we go,
Parking.
What's parking going to be like?
Correct.
Micro stressor. Most
Yep.
of the time you find parking. No, what's my walk to the building going to be like at 3 or 4 a.m. with crazy people on the
What's the
streets?
wind like when it's 35 degrees out in
Yeah.
the park? Am I going to get slaughtered going in
Yeah.
by the wind?
If you think about when you're driving, am I going to get a flat tire today?
Okay.
Any little thing.
What's the difference, though, between a stress and a thought, though?
That's true.
Because you can think about things that might be stressful to others, but not be concerned about it.
Yeah, I guess if it's the same thing, if every day when you pull in, you think, what's parking going to be like? I would count that
But
as a
why
micro
wouldn't you think
stressor.
about that, though? Like, I would
Why
think.
wouldn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, like, I would even think going to Target. As I'm pulling into the parking lot, I'm thinking, how far am I going to have to park? Is that a stress, or is that really just a question I'm wondering?
But I guess if it causes you any angst,
Yeah, I guess.
then, or you think about it before you get to the
I think
Target.
this is just someone that's really smart trying to come up with something to confuse us.
Hmm.
I don't think it's anything. Now, I do agree with you that there are certain things I will tell you, I think about tuition all the time. That's a stress.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
Like that to me is a real stress. That's not a
100%.
micro stress.
Well, I mean, it is a micro stress because it's pretty much covered, but I do worry about if something comes up and I need to put this money elsewhere. So I'm not concerned about it, but I do wonder if something happens, how does it change things? I do think about it a lot, but I don't think I'm losing hair over it. So to me, that's a minor stress, but it's something I do think about. Finding parking here, no. I mean, I think about it, but I also know in my head, if there's nothing on here, I'm going over there. I know where I'm going.
Yeah, like if you think about all the years we've been commuting to this building since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2025 now.
I know, it's insane.
We could probably count on one hand on days where we couldn't find
A spot
somewhere to park, in our normal range.
Correct.
Where we had to go really out of our comfort zone.
You think Eddie stresses about parking?
No.
I don't. I think he looks forward to it.
I do too.
But he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably a fine line, but I think there's a fine line between just thinking about things and stressing about them, even if it's a small stress or a micro stress, as this guy
Micro
calls it.
stressors.
Yeah. But I could see the collection of little things adding up to a big ball of crap that stresses you out. I could see that for sure.
Even if individually they're nothing.
Sure.
The combination of them.
Oh, I give you one. So yesterday I went home. The recyclables, the cans overflowing. I got 3 people in the house. No one can not a big deal.
The one that's in your house
it's in the
that
garage.
you take to the outside container.
Garage. Yes. It's not that big a deal. But my first thought is no one can pick this up and walk it to I always do it, which is fine. My wife could theoretically say, I always wash the clothes. She's right. 100%. I'm more looking at my kids like, can someone get off their ass and bring this stuff out there instead of piling it on top? But it's whatever. It's not a big deal. But perhaps the 9th time that happens, I might blow up. I don't know.
Right. It could be a micro stressor now, then it gets to be the real stressor.
Very much so. Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Dinner is a stress. I will tell you.
For a lot of people.
Trying to figure out what we're making. So I am very structured, as you know. And if I were making dinner every night, I would try and lay it out I really would. On Sunday, I try and lay out what I'm doing for the week. But my wife really takes care of it. And I think she likes doing it. So that's fine. But a lot of days we're sitting there at 3:00. Well, we're having dinner. Oh, here we go. We got to figure this out again. So it can be stressful because you also don't want to, I know growing up for us, I don't know if your house was like this. And it wasn't, I don't want to say there was a pattern, but there were a handful of meals my mom always made that we would have at least a couple of times a month. I feel like once a month in our house, and it's too much, we're not doing that again. And I think it could be easier if you say, hey, listen, every Friday when we're having pizza, that's the one thing we've always done. Maybe every Monday is, I don't know, meatballs and whatever. Just, on Monday what you're making.
Yeah.
That to me, that's what I know that's how you live your life too, but that's what I would do.
Yeah. I know growing up, I remember my mom always stressing about what are we having for dinner?
Yep. Did she do the roasted chicken and vegetables and no one ever wanted it?
Yeah, we did that. Roasted chicken, tomatoes in tomatoes. She would do some sort of thin tomato sauce.
Okay.
Chicken in there. We would do some sort of thin steak that she would make, fry in the pan.
Okay.
Um,
Not a big pasta family, I imagine. We
no,
were.
we didn't. We did not eat a lot of
See, we were.
pasta.
Pasta every Sunday and usually one night a week.
Yeah.
Some different variation. Like if it was spaghetti and meatballs on Sunday, then it might be penny pasta on Wednesday, or it might be like, pasta, like beans and macaroni, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I know that's a constant stressor for, especially like
Yeah.
I'm one, I can eat the same things over and over again. In fact, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some people where it's like, pizza, we just had that last Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, it was last Tuesday.
Right. That's the one thing I shouldn't say the one thing. I would say pizza every Friday for sure. And my kids could eat it 3 nights a week if that's what we told them we were having. But we limit it to Fridays because it's the one night I try and let myself just have whatever I want. They would eat steak all the time, like literally every day they would eat steak. And after that, like those are the 2 things. So it's a lot of figuring out what we're doing.
Yeah. Micro stressors,
Yes,
Jerry.
I could see that.
Like every night I walk out to walk my dog and I see the drones,
It bothers you.
bugs me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just bugs me when I don't have any clarity.
Understood.
And it annoys me. That's like, that's where I first started thinking about micro stressors. I'm like, these stupid things, been flying around for almost 3 months. They haven't done anything. They're not landing. They're not
But you
shooting
still
us.
don't know what the hell it is.
What the hell is it?
I know. I don't see them anymore by my house.
I think that's
You're by the water.
pretty
I get
common. Yeah, I guess I'm seeing them over the water, but a lot of people aren't seeing them anymore.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
I used to like stress out, like, is my dog going to eat the meal tonight? Because if she doesn't, then her stomach will bother her. She'll wake my ass up.
Well, that's more a matter of
Micro-stressor.
actually being concerned about the animal,
Yeah,
even if you don't want to admit it.
I suppose. Yeah,
That also could be a micro stress that you're gonna have to take her to the vet.
correct.
And that ruins
Oh,
your
man.
routine.
That would ruin my routine if I had to take this dog to the vet.
God forbid the dog's sick.
Yeah, please don't be sick on my schedule. If you want to be sick on your schedule.
You miss the dog walker or no?
No, because I would have to walk. The dog wanted to go out when I got home anyway.
Oh, okay.
But
And she's fine with you not there.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I probably should have a dog walker on call in case I need one,
Yeah.
which I don't have one. I mean, Gina can always, if
True.
Gina's not at work teaching, then she would be available.
Right.
Yeah. Is there a particular time of day, Jerry, where you feel like you're happiest? Like, what are there moments in the day that you go like I'll just give you an example of mine and maybe you could think of yours. Like to me, the last dog walk of the night
Okay.
where the dog is in, I'm going to put the TV on and go to sleep. That like hour between the last dog walk and before I actually go to sleep, I am the happiest you could be.
That's not it for me.
You know, do you
I
have
don't
any
look forward
a
to
moment?
sleeping, so.
But no, I don't really look forward to the sleeping as much as that hour of.
You feel you've fulfilled your responsibilities for the day.
Yeah.
No. It's a good question.
Like
I will tell you, usually when I finish with moment of the day, editing moment of the day, there's a big, not a sigh of relief. That's not the right term, but there's almost a feeling of, all right, I'm done for the day here because everything has been, my editing's over. It's just a matter of doing a couple more hits on the show and then with BT and Sal and doing the podcast. So that's a moment of, I feel accomplished for the day. I would say drive a day like yesterday, driving home with nothing on the calendar the rest of the day, getting in the car and we get done so early, getting in the car at 11 o'clock in the morning and knowing the whole day is mine.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Today's a little different because I'm flying to Chicago with Rutgers. So today's a little bit of a busier day. So I don't know that I'll have that feeling at all. But I would say the best would be either a Friday at 11 a.m. when you walk out of here for sure.
That is cool. That's a great feeling.
Just a random work day when I get in the car and I don't have anything on the calendar or I'm playing golf during the day. Like I'll tell you in the summer when I get on the first tee with my kids, it's phenomenal. That's the best part of the day.
Yeah. The first tee.
Yes.
In a summer afternoon golf with the kids.
On a nice summer day, there's nothing better. There's just not. So, but I would say 11 o'clock when you're heading home.
Do you like, I'll even get a nice feeling, a happy feeling when I'm going to commute in the morning.
Okay.
Like I enjoy that ride in the dark with a podcast
Peaceful.
I'm looking forward to. It's peaceful.
Very peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that too. Sure.
Like a Saturday morning coffee.
I would agree with that.
I like that too.
I do enjoy waking up on Saturday morning, early, 6 o'clock, 5:30, and having the morning and the whole day in front of me. That is probably so. That's an interesting one. I would say the two best times of the week for me are first tee on Friday, without question, which has been like around 1 o'clock every Friday during the summer with me, and both my kids play with me. And then waking up on Saturday morning, especially when it's sunny out and the sun's already
Yeah.
up, a Saturday morning at 6 a.m., cup of coffee, reading the Post online. It's quiet. Everybody's good and sleeping. It's phenomenal.
Right.
Those
You
two
have your
times are
time.
awesome. Yes. And then Sunday at 7 o'clock, I am miserable.
7
p.m.
p.m. Yeah.
Miserable.
Yeah, we still get that ticking clock from
Yeah.
60 Minutes, man.
Sure
That
do.
has always from the
About 2
time.
p.m. on Sunday, it starts to go downhill.
Yeah.
I would say, because even Sunday morning I like.
Yes.
There's Sunday morning is also a very good, and it's strange now for me. So my younger son is done playing travel baseball, so I can now look at the calendar and see wide open weekends. Usually, starting at the end of March all the way until the end of October. Not all. A lot of weekends are penciled in for tournaments and like that's gone. So I'm looking at weekends now. When I get out of here on Friday or Saturday morning or Sunday morning, like the day is mine. It's weird and it's
Yeah.
cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think you need to find the little pleasures in life, like the
Agreed.
coffee,
Yep.
the commute in,
Spending time with my kids.
spending time with your children's, watching a little television before you nod off.
Yeah, for sure. And I really do appreciate it. Like my older son's 20 now. It's just a matter of time before he either goes away to college for his last couple of years or moves out with his friends. So, and I know that at some point, and it could be in 3 months, could be in 3. He might stick around till he's 22 or 23. I don't know, but the time's coming, and I know
Yeah.
that. And that's depressing. So I try and enjoy the time as much as we can.
Yeah. Do you have to remind yourself of that often?
I remind myself of that almost every day.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, I know we have fun with the quotes and all that stuff, but from the moment my wife got pregnant with Matthew, started the conversation from whether it was my sister, my parents, even her parents, that would say, enjoy it, take it in. It's going to be here and gone in a blink. And I will remember the first game I coached when Matthew was 6, coaching T-ball. I remember getting to the field and just like taking it all in. And I really do feel like every day I'm with them, I'm thankful for. I really do. I don't, even though it's flown by in a blink and faster than anybody could have prepared you for, I do feel like I've really taken a hold of it, and I've taken a lot of photos and a lot of video. And but yeah, no, I remind myself of that every day.
It's weird looking back on the years, right? Where you can go like how fast that went from T-ball to now.
Yeah.
Well, how many years was that? That 12, 15 years?
16, really.
But if I were to say to you, 15 years from now, that feels like, oh my God, 15 years from now feels like forever.
It does, but it's not. That's the problem.
It's just weird. Like the time that passed seems very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the future time seems like, well, that's a lot of.
Right. So here's a good way to put it. I remember when I was a kid and someone would sign a 6-year contract, like 6 years from now, Jesus Christ. Or when A-Rod signed the 10-year deal with the Rangers, it sounded ridiculous. So now we're in the situation again where Juan Soto just signed a monster, however long. Like when that contract's up, it's going to be the year 2041 or whatever. I think about that. I might not be here. You might not be here.
Right.
And it will come and go very quickly. That's why you got to kind of live in the moment and just kind of enjoy it. But you're right. I mean, think about from the time I started, you guys started in 07. In 07, my son was 3. Wasn't quite 3 yet because you started in September. He was born in October. So he was 2. And in the span of him going from 2 to now 20, of those 18 years, I've been with you guys for 15 of it. It's all they know. That's all my kids know is Boomer and Carton, Boomer and Geo, the Dallas Cowboys, Columbia, and Rutgers. That's all they know. It's crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
And here we are.
I like that, Jerry. Let's end it on that. That was very positive.
Very positive.
All right, let's do the warm-up show. I did that with CeeLo.
Yes.
Because you were doing the heavy lifting today, Jerry.
Tomorrow, too.
CeeLo tomorrow.
Yes. Don't know if I'll be in or not, but we shall see.
Okay. You're going to Rutgers. You're going to.
I will be in Northwestern, near Chicago.
Is that like in a suburb?
Yeah, it's in Evanston, Illinois. But we land at Chicago. And I'll be, if I have to work tomorrow, I'm not sure if Boomer's off or not. We're not really sure what's going on. If I'm working tomorrow, I will be at the Score in Chicago.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
What's that like? The Score in Chicago? Is that nice setup?
Yeah, it's not as new. Here's what I would say: it's in between. The building's great. You walk in, it's got a big city feeling because it is in Chicago, and very much like our lobby, big gigantic ceilings.
Yeah,
you go to the elevator bank and the security and everything. When you get into that radio station, to me, it's like it's in between Astoria and here. It's not as old as Astoria, but it's not quite as new as here. But it's modern. It's really nice, actually.
Yeah.
They're good facilities.
Hey, good for them.
Good for them.
Good facilities.
Yeah.
All right. Warm up next. So